Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This here is going to be an oil change on a 2021 Toyota Corolla. Right here is the dipstick. You see this oil there? That's the old oil and a little bit low. This car has 30,000 miles on it, and I've been changing the oil and oil filter since I bought the car in 2021. So it's important that you change your own oil. You know that you did it. You know what you put in. Before you start, check to see if it has a remote start. If it does, you might want to disconnect the negative terminal of the battery. Otherwise, someone could accidentally start the car while you're working on it. Let's begin jacking up the car. Since this car is very low to the ground, you're going to need enough height to take off the panel underneath. So this is a 3-ton aluminum jack I got from Harbor Freight about, I would say, a long time, like 7 years, 8 years ago. And it worked very good. It's aluminum jack. It's double piston and works really good. So what we're going to do, look for a jack point. I see there's one here underneath where the running board is. I'll put the jack stand on the metal frame near the running boards. Right here, we're going to jack it up. It has a bolt there, and I'm going to center it so it's not on the edge of it. And I like to use jack stands along with the jack, so that way I have two jacks underneath the car. I don't like to take out the hydraulic jack. I'd rather leave that in. When you're using this hydraulic jack, make sure the ground is level and smooth. But this ground here is very smooth. We're going to use this jack stand here with a piece of wood. So the wood protects the metal underneath the car, so it prevents it from bending. If you look at some cars, they have underneath that's bent. That's because they didn't use a piece of wood. We're going to lower down the car now and rest it. Half is going to be on the jack stand, half is going to be on the hydraulic jack. It makes for working safer underneath the vehicle. This is the panel we're going to take off. It's a small square panel. It contains the filter and the oil pan. So it's just 4 bolts you have to remove. And the thing about these bolts is that they're fragile. So if you over tighten them, you could damage it. Not the bolt, but the part that screws in. And then you have to go get it replaced. I got this Milwaukee impact set, and I'm going to use it just to take out the nut in the oil pan with an impact wrench. Now, you can use an impact wrench to disconnect or remove a bolt, but don't use it to install a bolt unless you're sure about the torque rating. This is the oil pan nut, and next to it you can see the oil filter. It's a small oil filter, about the palm of your hand, and I have the tool for it to take it out. So we're going to show you that. But first, let's work on the oil pan nut. We put an oil pan to catch the oil, and I'm testing the fitment of the nut. So it's a 3/8 inch, 14 millimeter. You just want to slacken the bolt. You don't want to take it all the way out because it's retaining the oil. So then you move the catch pan or the oil pan, whatever you want to call it, underneath to catch the oil. So you want to release the bolt very, very slowly, and then give it a quick pull, and then the oil will come straight out. There's also a washer on it, so you don't want to lose the washer. You might want to replace the washer, but if the washer is good, you can use it back. You can let that drain out, and then we'll put on back the plug, and then we'll start working on the oil filter. Looks like it's almost finished draining out. Usually I let it drain all the way out till I get all the oil out. But if you go to a mechanic shop, they're gonna pretty much put on back the bolt, even if the old oil is still in there, because it's always a timing issue. It's a Toyota oil filter, 90915YZZN1, and it works pretty good. I ordered it from Amazon, a couple of them. There's the last one. The thing about it, it has the plastic on top, and the O-ring has a lubrication on it already, so you don't have to lubricate it. So this fits exactly on this driver here, this nut. This is a Toyota oil filter removal cap. So it fits exactly. This cap also works for the Toyota Camry. So it fits perfect in there. So I'm going to use this to remove it with the extension socket. If you don't have the oil filter removal cap, you can use this one here. It'll do the same thing. It wouldn't be as neat as the other one, but it could do the trick. So I've been using this one for a long time, and it does the work. And if you can't find it, you can always use this oil filter removal tool. This is the lubrication on the O-ring. You can see it right there. We're going to tighten the oil pan nut using a wrench. No impact here. And when you tighten it, you want to tighten it just enough so that the bolt stops. Once the bolt stops, give it a quick snug, and that should be it. You don't want to over tighten this thing, otherwise you can't get it out. So you just keep turning it until the oil starts to come out. Now make sure you have the catch pan, and don't take it out all the way because you're going to have a lot of oil in it. So, and then when you take it out now, you want to drop it from the front down, the part where the oil comes out, so that way it drops directly into the oil pan or the catch pan. you want to check the old filter to see if the O-ring is on it or if it's off, because if it's off, it means it's stuck to the housing. So you want to check the housing too, see if you have an O-ring that's there. Looks like there's nothing there. This is the new one. I'm gonna put that on. Now you want to hand tighten this. You don't want to damage it. Do it slowly, and it should spin on very, very easy without no kind of effort. And you continue going until it touches, and then you just give it a little tighten with your hand, and then you come back over it with the wrench. You want to tighten this until it stops. Then you give it a snug, and that should be good enough. You don't want to over tighten it. We're going to install the oil now, about 4 quarts. We're going to check the oil level. It should be 0 because there's no oil in there. And when you fill it, it should be between the 2 marks. And remember, we changed the oil filter. So when you throw oil in the engine and you check the level, right, it's only going to be based on the oil that you just threw in. It doesn't include the oil filter. So what you have to do, you have to start the engine and let the oil circulate through the oil filter, and then you check back the measurement. This is synthetic oil, and it's good for the engine, 0W20. When you throw in the first quart, you want to check underneath the car to see if any oil is leaking out. And no oil is leaking out, so you can continue to throw the rest of it in. After the third pour, you want to check the oil. So you wipe the dipstick clean, and then you put it back inside, all the way down, and then when you pull it back out, you should see a reading on it. And you see it's very low. It's still between the 2 marks, but it's low. So you got to add at least 1 more quart. That 1 quart that you add is going to go into the oil filter and the rest of the engine, and that should be the correct mark. Now, when you add the last 1 quart, you don't want to pour the whole thing inside. You want to pour like half of it and then check the dipstick, because you don't want to overfill the engine with oil. So if you go to the mechanic shop, you probably might not go through all these steps. He's just going to throw it in there and then hand you back the keys, and then that's it. He's done with you. Okay, now wipe the dipstick, put it back in. And we'll check it again, see if the mark moved up. And it did move up. But don't forget, I didn't start the engine yet, so nothing in the oil filter. So after this here, we're gonna have to start the engine. So let's take this cap out. We have to connect the negative part of the battery back in order to start the car. So we're gonna start the engine now and just let it run for a minute until it oil circulates through the filter, and then we'll check it again. After you turn off the engine, you're gonna have to wait at least 5 minutes for all the oil to drain back down into the pan so you can get a correct reading. Also, it depends on if you're on a slope. If you're on a slope, you're going to get the wrong reading. The car got to be on level ground. This should be the final measurement of the oil. It's between the low and the high. And I'll just throw in the last bit of oil there. That should be it. There's only a little bit left there. So it took about 4 quarts for this engine, 4-cylinder engine. And we're just going to put on the cover underneath. Put on back the cap and the cover underneath. Tighten all the screws by hand, and then come back later with a socket wrench. And then when you tighten it, don't over tighten. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.